What's happening, buddy?
What's up, man? You guys doing all right?
Yeah, where are you? Are you you're in your house or in your
Yeah,
garage? Oh,
I'm in the
okay.
house.
Okay, it sounds like you're in a spooky cathedral or something.
Is there a lot of echo?
Yeah, it's actually kind of cool.
Hold on a second.
Um,
I had this. Okay,
I think it sounds pretty awesome. Um,
okay.
it's been what what do you got going on?
Hold on a second. Let me make sure I'm trying to do this through Bluetooth or something.
You could have
I
you could have fooled everybody.
hurriedly.
Said you're in a haunted church or something. We would have believed you.
Shoot. No, I hurriedly threw this all together real fast.
All right. Well, while Matt's getting his audio straightened out, welcome back to the show. It's been a few weeks, something like that. Took a little bit of a break, and I got to be honest, I missed the show. I like talking about this weird stuff. It's a lot of fun, and I don't think we've talked about the Hat Man phenomena. Um,
We have, but
ha-
nothing.
have we ever watched videos on it or anything like that? I don't think we dedicated a whole episode to it. Um, we have
Um,
spoke about it, but I've got a special treat tonight. I have somebody that we're gonna call that has some Hat Man stories. So
oh,
that
is it still echoey now?
no, you're good now.
Oh, my kid turned the echo up on my soundboard.
Oh, that's awesome. um, but yeah, we're gonna talk about the Hat Man. Um, I queued up some videos in YouTube. I think it'll be fun to watch. With some alleged evidence of the Hat Man. Now, a lot of people experience the Hat Man phenomenon all over the world. It's very interesting that they see the same entity, all black. Sometimes it's got a wicked grin, glowing eyes. But one thing is always the same: the creature is wearing a hat, a flat brim hat, and what appears to be a long black trench coat, or it's just all black. It's really creepy. And I know that sometimes it's also in conjunction with sleep paralysis. Now, I don't know if
Right,
anybody's
right.
ever had paralysis, but I have, and it was super creepy. I didn't see a hat man or anything crazy. I didn't see an old hag holding me down like some people claim, but I woke up and I could not move, I could not talk, and I couldn't breathe, which was super scary. Um, and knowing about this kind of shit, I was sitting there going, "Oh shit!" but it only lasted. I mean, maybe it was less than a minute, and it was. I can see why people think it's terrifying because I was terrified, but I heard about this and I was like, I hope I don't see a hat man. You know what I mean?
Well,
But
they've done studies, and this is gonna be my retail coming out. They've done studies, and one of the studies was for every, like, 30 seconds a customer has to wait, it feels like 5 minutes.
oh yeah, yeah,
So imagine being panicked with an adrenaline dump on top of not being able to move for a minute.
yeah. It was the not being able to breathe thing is what bothered me because all I wanted to do was take a breath
Yeah.
and I couldn't do that. I couldn't talk. Um, it was very creepy, but nothing paranormal or anything spooky happened. Um, it was super weird, and I just didn't like it. I don't think anybody really would.
Dude, I don't think anybody's just laying there going, "God, I hope I get sleep paralysis tonight."
Well, I'm always talking about wanting to experience something paranormal, and the moment that happened, I was like, "Please, God, don't let me see that, man." I was about to call in the name of Jesus Christ. I was like, "This is not good. What are we doing here?" Um,
Oh,
but
man.
that's the only time I've only experienced it once, and nothing crazy happened. But I have experienced it, so I do know that it could be absolutely terrifying. I couldn't imagine seeing a hat man. That would be uh,
Dude, just imagine.
I don't even
Just
wanna
laying
see a hat
there,
man just in the house.
just laying there, mind your own business. Bam, can't move. Bam, there's a dude wearing a hat in your room.
Yeah.
Bam, he does a little to you.
Well, there's
And
some
that's
instances
the one time I stayed at my uncle's house.
There are some instances where apparently he, like, walks closer and closer, and he just keeps getting closer and closer to you, and then eventually he's, like, right in your face, just breathing in your face. That that's some creepy shit. I don't know
Personal spa personal space, good sir.
how um, but, we do have a treat. I'm gonna call, one of my friends from work, and, I actually asked him, because he was asking me about the show, and I was like, "What should we talk about?" And he said, "The Hat Man." He told me that he had some family experiences with the Hat Man.
Ooh.
And, if I remember correctly, he said that the Hat Man has followed his family. So, that should be a good one. So, we're gonna call him in a little bit after we watch, some videos and toss around some ideas. What do you think the Hat Man is, Matt?
Man, I wanna say it's probably nothing good. Given the fact that it appears to multiple people,
Yeah.
man, what if it's like somebody that, like, harvests dreams? Like, energy from your dreams or some shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's all fun and games talking about ghosts and seeing shadow people, but when people all over the world see the same type of shadow person, that's where
And they
things get interesting.
and all the accounts jive up. It's not
Yeah.
like they're a bunch of different like, "Oh, that could kinda be the same guy, maybe." No, it's when
Yeah.
they all match and they're all that's when you're like, "Mm,
Yeah. I j
something's
yeah.
up."
Yeah, show me any type of shadow person, but if I see a Hat Man, might lose my shit. But, let me pull up my
Bro, did I
screen.
ever I think it's when the first Paranormal Activity came out. I don't know if I ever told you.
I don't think you
Crack
did.
I'm cracking my shit up. Um, we were going to, me and my girlfriend at the time, one of her friends, we're gonna go watch the first Paranormal Activity,
Okay.
okay? And it's middle of the night. We're out in the middle of nowhere at her friend's house. Like, we're talking country.
Okay.
And we're walking out, and I'm ahead of them in the dark. Oh, thank
National
you.
treasure. I like that.
Um, so we're walking out in the dark, okay? And, like, they couldn't see me. It was dude, there was no street lights, anything, like, we were country.
Okay.
I get a wild hair in my ass, and we're walking out, we're talking about ghosts and stuff all day, getting psyched up for the movie, and I just turn around and start running at them, just waving my arms.
Oh my
And so I come out of the darkness, just 0 survival instincts, they both hit the dirt.
Oh, man.
They both just lay down to die.
I've absolutely seen people get so scared they just drop, like, their knees buckle. There is no running in them. Some people just turn the other way, they don't even think, and they just run. Um, but yeah, no survival instincts, that's funny.
No survival instincts, they hit the ground and just laid there as I laughed and laughed.
I mean, depends on my situation. You know what I mean? If I got a Bigfoot running after me or a bear, I know I ain't getting away. I might as well just, I'm just prolonging the prolonging the inevitable, you know?
The
Um
Bigfoot's like, "I can smell you."
good God. Um yeah, but the Hat Man. I want to think I want to think it's a demon, which is like a bad thing. Like I want it to be a demon, but
I mean, Aaron's got a good point there, that the thing that scares him about the Hat Man is all the accounts are the same.
yeah,
They
and
don't deviate.
I wonder if it's more of a thought form. Like people know in the back of their head these accounts, and then they get sleep paralysis, and they think of the worst thing that they could, and subconsciously, um, they manifest the Hat Man. It could be that. Um,
I mean, maybe that's how they summon him. Maybe that's how he's summoned.
maybe. But why a hat? That's the thing that is weird to me.
Bro, you know these demons like to look fly?
Yeah, well, some people say it might be Lucifer himself. Um, but I don't know. If that's what Lucifer's up to, just creeping into people's rooms and just standing in the doorway wearing some dumb hat. Fuck.
Dude, what else
Get a
are you gonna
life.
do? What else are you gonna do with your time? You know what I mean? You're the prison warden of hell. You're just gonna
I mean,
like I'm just
I could think of a lot of shit I'd rather do. I mean, if I'm the Prince of Darkness, I'm doing some crazier shit. I'm partying. But I'm I'm excited to see a couple of these videos talked about. There is a Y files on it, so that was interesting. But I saw some videos down here. Um, the scariest shadow man sightings caught on camera. This one actually shows a hat
Ooh.
man. So I was like, all right, it's an hour long. We probably won't spend an hour on it, but I did want to give it a little bit of time. And then I saw this one here, the one with the red circle. It looks like a shadow figure with a hat in the background. This one's shorter. So I want to take a look at this one first. They're both from the Slapped Ham show.
Okay.
Never heard of it. Sounds fun. But let's check out this first one and see what kind of fun stuff we
What I'm
can see.
Talon, and this is Slapped Ham.
Black ham.
Most people have no clue that in 2023.
Oh, have you guys seen that there's a cocaine
How you
shark
doing? I'm
movie now?
Talon, and this is Slapped Ham.
I saw a sloth movie.
That was Slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse. Yeah, that's right.
But no, there's a cocaine shark movie now.
Good God, cocaine shark.
This boat sank with 200 kilos on it. We're gonna go get our cocaine. And then they're attacked by great whites on the way up.
Now I'm no expert, but I would think that if cocaine was in the water,
Bro,
you don't
they
want to get
wrap-
your coke wet.
They wrap that stuff up so tight. These smugglers, like they'll literally drop it out of planes, and these guys will zip out in the Gulf of Mexico and grab it with little speedboats, with little cigarette boats and whatnot.
How far away do you live from Mena, Arkansas?
Mena, Arkansas. I mean,
That's where the
give it-
Clintons were dropping coke.
oh, so
Out of the sky.
let me give it a little Google map look here real fast.
This poor guy on screen looks kind of sad, or either that or he's been up for a couple days.
Why are all of you coming out of the darkness on me in my moment of like not paying attention? All of you. They're all over here like flapping their hands at me and whatnot in the darkness. Trying to be professional here. Let's act like we've been somewhere. I can still hear you.
Sharkano. I'd watch that.
I am 3 hours away from it.
3 hours away from where they were dropping drugs out of the sky. And that it's a great movie. It's called American Made with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. Fun movie. Based on real events. But anyways, let's get back to this gentleman from Slapped Ham.
Dude, that's the worst fucking
Thousands
face.
of people all around the world have been paid a visit by an entity known as the Hat Man. Is it a psychological phenomenon or something far more sinister? Well, before we dive in and find out, remember to hit that subscribe button for more interesting, creepy content just like this.
Fun.
Is he Australian?
Well, maybe. Aaron, you recognize him?
There have been many sightings over the years of shadow people working on the edges of people's beds as they're trying to get a good night's sleep. One particular figure has emerged as a terrifying version of the shadowy boogeyman. He's known as the Hat Man. Have you ever been in a dark or shadowy room and thought you saw a human-like shape lurking in the darkness? If so, you may have been visited by shadow people. Shadow people are believed to be the visual form of spirits or other entities trying to make their presence known in the human world. They appear as shadows of the denizens of the world of the dead. Others believe that the mysterious entities could be astral projections, aliens, or visitors from other times or dimensions. Typically, they start out appearing in your peripheral vision and become more distinct as you focus on them. While seeing one may be a frightening experience, the shadow people are not always dangerous. Some of these spirits are likely harmless visitors. Some shadow people have been known to be helpful to those they visit, warning them of real dangers lurking nearby.
Matt, your experience when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Were those shadow people?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ. No definition, just black masses.
Nah, yeah, just black masses.
Oh my God.
So you get a vibe. You kind of get a vibe for what they were. You know what I mean? But it's not like it's not like we vibing. We're just sitting there like, you know what I mean? You just kind of like, you can kind of feel it.
Yeah, that's frightening.
Right.
No thanks.
In 2008, Adam Seltzer, a tour guide in Chicago and New York, took this eerie photo. He was running a private ghost tour through the Congress Hotel in Chicago. While in the notoriously haunted Florentine room, a shadow figure was photographed along the back wall. Seltzer has been at a loss to explain the mysterious entity in the photo. Many people believe that the Hat Man is just one of the shadow people. However, there are specific aspects of the story that set him
So, hey, pause
apart
this
as
for
a
a second.
distinct entity. Shadow people are
What if the Hat Man is just like the shadow version of a fuckboy? Like, you know what I mean? Like in a few, in a few years, the hat's gonna go from like a bowler or something to like a flat bill hat, and you're gonna smell like bubblegum blueberry vape, and you're gonna hear like from the corner. You know what I mean? Like
That's funny.
like
Yes,
dude.
get with the times, Hat Man. Fuck.
Yeah. Like he's gonna update his look, and it's gonna be just absolutely horrendous.
typically human-shaped, but their appearances are vague. The Hat Man, on the other hand, has a distinct look that distinguishes him from other entities. Like the shadow people, he appears in dark, gloomy areas where he almost seems to blend in. He's been described as wearing a long black trench coat, three-piece suit, and a hat, either a fedora, top hat, or cowboy hat. He's very tall. Witnesses place his height anywhere between 6 and 10 feet. Occasionally, he's seen to glance at a gold pocket watch that he pulls out of his pocket. However, his most terrifying feature are his eyes. When he appears in the shadows, his eyes glow a bright red.
He's just high as fuck.
Unlike shadow people who can be neutral or even helpful, the Hat Man always brings a sense of fear and foreboding. Some believe that he only appears to people who are experiencing negative emotions, feeding off their pain and suffering. Some have reported seeing him after dabbling with a Ouija board or after alleged encounters with aliens. Often, he speaks to his victims, whispering ominous threats and warnings in the form of bizarre riddles. Sometimes he just stares ominously or tips his hat. When he disappears, the victim is left with a sense of impending dread. In some cases, the appearance of this dark entity seems to be linked closely with a tragedy. Many who have seen him claim that shortly after the man's appearance, their lives were stricken with catastrophe. It's unclear whether the entity served as a warning of misfortune or was the cause of it. When these three women had their photo taken out the front of their home, they couldn't have known the chilling image that would develop. Behind the three ladies, you can see what looks like the shadow of a man wearing a hat. If you look closely, you can see that the shadow figure has placed a hand on the shoulder of the woman on the left. It's said that 3 days after this photo was taken, the woman died in a horrible car accident.
Oh, shit.
The photographer claims that there was certainly no hatted man standing behind the women when the photograph was taken, and is simply baffled by the image. Perhaps this strange shadow appeared as a sort of omen, foreshadowing the tragic events that would unfold just 3 days later.
What if
There have been countless reports of sightings over the years.
it's the Grim Reaper? What if it's the Grim Reaper?
I mean,
And he just shows up and he's like, soon.
yeah, he's like, I got tired of the cape and shit.
Got tired of.
No cloak for him anymore. He's like, I'm more like a 3-piece kind of guy now.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. If I was a Grim Reaper, I would dress sharp,
Just dapper as fuck.
dapper,
collect souls.
I'd like somebody would be like, "What are you doing?" I'd be like, "I'm a Dapper Dan man."
I'm dapper and you're dead. How about that?
In some cases, he appears only at specific times. For example, one Reddit user called Strangely Dazed only saw him while she was spending the night with her ex-boyfriend. She says that he would watch her sleep, sometimes leaning over the bed. The relationship eventually ended, and the boyfriend went on to abuse other partners. This witness believes that the man's underlying anger and violence attracted the entity to their bedside. Another common theme among the stories is seeing the entity as a child or while staying in your childhood bedroom. This was the case for another Reddit user, the Scissor Wizard. This witness encountered the entity at age 8. They state that they saw a man fitting the descriptions of the Hat Man watching from the corner of their room. They recall feeling that the entity was malevolent, even though he did nothing but watch. According to this witness, others who lived in the house in later years had similar experiences, some even reporting that the children of the house had been lifted from their beds and dropped. This photo was captured by a woman who was dozing in her bed in 2017. She was listening to a podcast and felt herself drifting off to sleep. Suddenly, she felt a dark, ominous presence in the room and glanced over to the window. She claims that a tall figure with a hat was standing by her bed, watching intently. She grabbed her phone and took a quick photo, but realized there was no one in the room. When she looked at the photo, she couldn't believe what she saw. Indeed, there was a solid black entity standing in the room wearing what looked like a top hat. The entity seems to be attracted to specific people. According to Heidi Hollis, a Hatman expert, one night she was sound asleep when the quiet of the night was shattered by a blood-curdling scream. She awoke suddenly, realizing it was her roommate calling out in terror. She opened the door to her roommate's bedroom and found her curled up in the corner of the room, having a full-on panic attack. When her panic eventually subsided, she told Hollis that she had been visited by a shadowy figure in a black hat. Hollis never saw the figure but could feel a lingering sense of evil. One aspect of the Hatman phenomenon, other than the entity's distinct appearance, that separates it from shadow people is how it moves. Those who have encountered shadow people typically state that the figures seem to dissolve into the dark after a certain period of time. However, the Hatman appears to move more human-like. Witnesses often describe him walking away after a while. One witness and founder of the Hatman Project, Tim Brown, stated, "He stood there for what seemed like an eternity. He then moved very slowly and without sound back into the hallway just out of view. This suggests that the Hat Man is not a spirit, but something entirely different and far more malevolent."
Called it.
Some believe that even if the Hat Man himself is not a ghost, he sometimes brings ghosts with him. One Reddit user, Their Eyes Upon You, describes waking one night to discover her bed surrounded by shadowy figures. One of them, which looked vaguely like a young girl, leaned forward and began speaking in some other language. The witness states that they were inexplicably able to reply in the same language. The witness then heard laughter coming from another corner of the room. They looked towards the sound and saw a shadowy figure in a hat with glowing red eyes. Each time the victim replied to the young ghost in a foreign language, the entity in the hat seemed delighted and let out an eerie laugh. Another witness named Greg Newkirk believes that the entity in the dark hat brought along unwanted guests. He claims that for months after moving into a new house, he heard horrifying noises while in his bedroom at night. He described them as muffled conversations coming from inside his closet. One night, unable to stand the sounds any longer, he left the room and tried to sleep in a guest bedroom. As he tried to fall asleep, a shadowy entity in a large hat appeared at the foot of the bed. He let out a terrified scream, and when his family ran into the room and turned on the lights, the entity disappeared. While some people are fortunate enough to only encounter the terrifying entity once, others have repeated run-ins. One witness, whose name was not identified, claims that the Hat Man visited him at least 3 times when he was a child. Once, he saw the entity standing in the corner of his bedroom after he'd been fighting with his parents. A few years later, the same being appeared floating outside of a second-story window. The man came to him one final time in a dream. Some even claim that the man runs in families. According to Tim Brown, after he described his experience to his family, he was told that his grandmother and great-grandmother had also encountered the same entity. Before we get to that number 1 spot and take a look at some possible explanations for the Hat Man, remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on channel notifications. That way, you'll be completely up to date with all our latest content. There have been many explanations for the Hat Man phenomenon. One of the most common theories is that those who have encountered shadow people are actually suffering from sleep paralysis, a condition in which the person wakes from sleep completely unable to move and typically in a complete panic. Often, the neurological condition causes the sufferer to hallucinate, which could explain the appearance of figures in the shadows. However, not all witnesses who have encountered shadow people or the Hat Man report accompanying paralysis. Others believe that the heightened feelings of fear that we often feel in the dark could lead us to perceive entities in the shadows. When we're alone at night, we often hear what could be lurking nearby. In this way, the Hat Man could be a sort of self-fulfilling prophecy. However, according to experts, this is an unlikely explanation. When we imagine that something's lurking in the shadows stalking us, we typically examine it closely to determine what it is we're actually seeing. If the shadow is actually the result of something benign, we usually figure that out relatively quickly as our eyes adjust to the dark. Those who have encountered actual entities in the shadows don't have this comfort. The longer they stare at the entity, the more real and terrifying it becomes. The most striking aspect about this phenomenon is that the reports are also congruent. They all describe almost the exact same thing: a dark, ominous figure that likes to watch people sleep. The Hat Man is the most troubling of all because it's such an oddly specific sighting. How is it that thousands of people all around the world all characterize the Hat Man exactly the same? To those who have spotted these shadowy entities, the experience can't be explained away. For them, the Hat Man is a very real and very frightening entity that defies logical explanation. So is the Hat Man real? You'll have to look for him in the shadows and find out for yourself.
If you want some more content on this topic, check out our Shadow People video on the top there. Otherwise, there's a scary playlist there.
Well, I was hoping for more photographic evidence.
Yeah.
I still don't. I don't know. It's just so weird that so many people have seen this thing. You know what I mean? Hard proof that Shadow Man happened.
Let's do it.
When I opened it, it said you just won a $40,000 scholarship. I screamed like so loud.
When your channel is called Proving Demons and it's got 247,000 subscribers, might be something good here.
Awesome. He's like every.
Jesus.
Hey guys, before I get into today's video on the investigation that I did with Phantoms Paranormal, I have to show you something absolutely groundbreaking as far as paranormal sciences go. While filming that evening, Andy of Phantoms Paranormal captured something on his camera that was so fantastic that I figured it deserves its entire own segment before we start the investigation, just so as many people as possible can actually witness this. We were filming in a derelict hotel and pub, a very large place in the north of England, with lots and lots of history, including potential murders that took place within these walls. And while we were investigating and exploring these decrepit grounds, Andy on camera actually captured what could be some of the best evidence of shadow people. For those who don't know, a shadow person, also known as a Hat Man, is a type of spiritual manifestation. Usually completely black, they move very quickly and are very hard to capture on camera. I myself have only caught one on camera before in my life, and that was at an abandoned derelict hospital in Scotland. Andy of Phantoms Paranormal here on YouTube was fortunate enough to capture this on camera without even realizing it until looking back at the footage. Many people do believe that they have seen shadow people themselves, especially out of the corner of their eyes, but again, because of their fast speed, they are almost impossible to capture on camera. That, and the fact that they usually appear as an entirely black shadow or mist that blend in perfectly in pitch black situations, making them almost impossible to see. The scary part is you never know, there could be one in the room with you at any given point. But because these manifestations are so black and blend in so well in any dark room, you wouldn't even know it. Just have a look now and don't forget to subscribe to Phantoms Paranormal.
Show me something good.
That's just the
Notice
light.
the speed of the shadow person, as well as the fact that you can actually see the tail end of it, as if it's a mist, start to fade away as it runs down the corridor and then to the right into one of the rooms. This capture is truly one of the best I have ever seen.
I'm not going to say fake. I'm not going to think they're trying to fake it. That's just the light.
I think it's just
Now let's get on to the rest of the investigation.
You've already lost your credibility with me, sir. Something happens here.
Yeah, this place is huge and it's completely fucked. Oh my god. Just gonna take a peek down this hallway real quick.
That's their hard proof. Like,
so
you better come at me with something better than that.
Paranormal again.
That's
I will
it.
go ahead and talk to them in just a moment. They got us into this epic 14th century pub. They believe somebody's been killed here. They've had activity here.
It looks like you're in Detroit.
Not to mention, they've heard
He did look kind of like
screams
Eminem
since
there for a
2
second
levels.
with his beanie on.
We have this
Yeah.
place all to ourselves tonight.
He's going to be sitting over there like, Mom, spaghetti.
Oh. Bye, guys. All right, so we got Chloe, Andy, Claudia, and Becky. I'm blinding all of you. I'm so sorry. That look suits you anyway. Yeah, Andy, real quick. You said you've been here. What have you experienced?
Oh God. Well, a lot of EVPs were captured here.
Yeah.
We got someone threatening to murder an ex-team member when we were part of another team. We got a scream up in one of the bedrooms that we all heard with his own ears, and camera caught it. And strangely enough, the sound of somebody hoovering up.
I'm not buying any of that shit.
Hoovering some schneef.
Sometimes now I've learned if I'm ever like, let's see where this goes, I'm going, nah.
Dude, yeah, we just gotta pull the cord early on some of these.
Show me some real shadow people.
Show me something good. Mm. Show me that you love me. Oh, that guy.
Is it him?
Yeah, that's that one guy, man.
Guy? He's the one with some of the. All right, it's been a while. It's been a while. Yes, it is the fire hydrant midget guy.
Yeah.
Welcome to tonight's episode of the Horror Expo. We'll be talking about Ghosts of Carmel, Maine, a popular YouTube channel that has garnered quite the following from believers and skeptics alike. There are a lot of theories based around Kent Burris and the Lamb House. Some say that the evidence is too good to be true. Now I'll be showing you some of his most compelling evidence to date. All I want you to do is keep an open mind and let me know if you believe.
He did have one of the most convincing shadow people I've seen.
The one in the window?
Yeah, I gotta be honest.
Yeah, the window one was legit.
So the last time I went down into the basement, the lights went out on me, and it doesn't make any sense why they went out. The switch was still on. The next day I checked the lights, they worked fine. I don't get why they went out. I'm getting ready to go down to the basement here. I'm going to check on some things down there. I want to ask Hattie some questions, Edna and Edmund. Look, there's something serious going on about this basement. At least there's some kind of documentation of something happened to me.
Also, how is this house not condemned?
I'm going to set the HD camera up at the top of the steps. I'm going to leave the stairway door wide open. And here real soon, I'm going to take a rake and shovel and here real soon, I'm going to take a rake and shovel and
I mean, something bumped him. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but the coyotes are losing their minds out behind my house right now.
I keep seeing shadow. I
Yeah.
mean, not shadow, but mists. Hello?
Oh, shit.
What is Abby's last name? What? What'd you say? What? What'd you say? What did you say? Did you say murder, Kent? Hello?
Did you say murder Kent? Ghost comes around the corner. What if I did?
Noises coming from upstairs. Hello? Oh, fuck! Hello? Oh, fuck! With this being the first anomaly that I witnessed here at the Lamb House, what really scared me about this encounter, whatever this was in the window, its arm was moving up and down really fast, as if it was waiting for me to leave the room.
Ooh, did you see that in the window?
When I encountered this paranormal activity at this house, the first few months I spent a lot of time taking still shots and walking around the house getting video captures of strange activity that took place here in the house.
Dude, tell me you got nowhere else to go without telling me you got nowhere else to go.
Maybe out of 100 pictures, I'd get an amazing capture. Sometimes you'd see this activity in real time. Sometimes you don't even realize you captured something until you view your recording or look at your still shots. Okay, there he is in the window.
This one right here.
Yeah. After I viewed the video from this encounter, what I saw in the video looked nothing like what I saw in real time. In real time, it looked like another small shadow apparition sitting in the window. You guys say something or do something. Oh,
God, that one always gets me too.
No. Oh. I viewed this recording closely, and once again I noticed this apparition has a gray face and a head. I don't believe this is a shadow apparition at this point. However, I don't know if this is Shadow Dude either. At this point, I have no idea what kind of spirit I'm dealing with here. It doesn't attack, but it's extremely frightening when you encounter this.
Fetch the holy hand grenade.
Yeah, that would scare the fuck out of me. Whoa. It's been so long since I've seen this stuff that
it's like, oh man.
Yeah. This is some of the better shadow people stuff.
I'm thinking about going ahead and doing some more screenshots on me to show people that that's not me doing the EVP sample.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, and it came at him.
I examined this encounter closely.
Oh, fuck. That
While
one
trying
got
to
me.
get a clear screenshot of this encounter,
Jesus
I did
Christ.
notice one thing about this encounter. Once again, this was an apparition with a gray head. Also, the head was deformed. I started questioning, is this Shadow Dude or is this something else? What the hell is that noise? Son of a bitch! This was without a doubt one of the most scariest encounters I ever had, mainly because this was unexpected. But this apparition and I were standing face to face. After closely reviewing this recording, I knew this was not a shadow apparition. But I also noticed this apparition also had a fearful look on its face. I couldn't help but to wonder, was he just as startled as I was? Is it possible these apparitions appear by accident? Is it possible during that moment they do not realize they phased into our realm? Son of a bitch! It's almost nearly impossible to hold a still shot on something like this when you're overcome with fear. And I'm not going to deny the fact, yes, I do get scared.
I love this guy.
This guy's amazing.
I'm going to try to find him and reach out to him.
Dude, we need to get him on the show.
God, could you imagine?
Thank you for watching tonight's episode.
There's a part 2.
Drop a line in the comments.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's funny. Only a few people are Dr. Stephen Greer. Top 5 shadow go. Okay, let's take a look at this.
Because I'm videotaping because I keep hearing some crazy shit coming from my basement, like pounding, stuff being moved. You hear it?
All right, here we go.
Number 5. Michael D. Magee is a popular paranormal investigator. He had been experiencing paranormal activity in his house
for a
during the
second.
Christmas season.
You know this motherfucker also calls people and goes, I'm the IRS. You need to give me your bank account or you'll have a warrant for your arrest.
Hello, this is David from Comcast Cable. Like, oh, David.
Okay, David.
Hello, this is Jeremy from... No, it's not Jeremy. Oh, fuck.
He set up cameras to record the strange activities, but the ghosts residing in his house didn't like when they were being recorded.
Recorded. Ooh.
Fuck your Christmas decorations. Oh, shit. All right.
Nah, dude.
You lost me there.
Yep.
You lost me there.
Michael found one of his cameras broken and checks the footage to find out what broke his camera. After watching the footage, even he was unable to explain the shadow figure that was caught on the camera.
How dare you lie for the clout, sir?
How do I explain that?
Number 4. Omar Gosh TV is a ghost hunter. He decided to
Omar
go to an
Gosh.
abandoned haunted hospital with his friend James. The hospital is infamous for shadow figures and ghosts. They say most of the paranormal activities happens during the night, But Omar believes if a place is haunted, paranormal activities happens at any time of the day and night. His views turn out to be right in this footage.
It came from like went from here, like. Whoa!
Okay.
I put my camera down just for 1 second, and I heard some noise. I don't even know if I caught it. I tried to record as soon as I heard it.
It's an interesting concept. Ghost hunting during the day. I like it.
We call that urban exploring, sir.
I just heard a noise coming from over here.
If that's real, that's insane.
What the was that?
After being hit by the coffee can, he goes to his friend who was on the top floor, and even his friend says that he was hit by an object few moments ago. You can check out Umar's full video, the link is in the description. Number 3. A YouTuber named Whatever Entertainment had been hearing noises in his basement for the last few months. His wife believes that it's their cats. However, those strange noises in his basement continued even though their cats were on the top floor. Watch what happens when he takes his camera.
That guy did have a super, like a Bane vibe, you know.
Oh yeah, they were talking about that in the chat. No one cared who I was when I put on the mask. You merely adopted the dog.
I was born in it.
Molded by it.
The basement.
And
Bro, Tom Hardy changed his voice so much for that role. I didn't even realize it was him playing.
Neither did I. Neither did I when I watched that movie. I had no idea.
Someone goes, "Yeah, Tom Hardy got jacked for that role." I was like, "What role?" And they go, "Bane." I was like, "Shut the fuck up! That was not Tom Hardy."
Proof for my wife. She doesn't believe me. All right, here we go. Hello. I know I hear you down here.
No, you don't.
I know I heard you.
No, you didn't.
Oh, jeez. Fuck. Oh, my. Dude.
I wasn't ready.
Did he fall down the stairs?
Dude, I just saw it. Holy shit, man. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Dude, I swear to gosh. I just heard it. Holy shit. Dude, there's nothing down here. There's nothing down here.
Well, no, because your phone turned magically into a potato as soon as you got downstairs.
Number 2. The fam is a popular paranormal investigator. He goes to abandoned haunted places to hunt down ghosts. In this video, he goes to an abandoned mental asylum at 3 a.m. and decides to spend an entire night alone.
He also
During
doubles
his
as an Eminem
exploration,
impersonator
he
in
caught
Western
a shadowy
Ohio.
figure lurking in the dark.
I guess that's the reception area. Oh man, this place is so freaking creepy. Alright.
Oh, shit.
Oh, this thing is moving. What the hell?
It's got legs, feet.
That one might be real.
Man. Adding to the belief is that he doesn't even notice it.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Whoa. What was that?
These fucking people that go by
James
themselves,
hurt
that's
his
crazy.
leg after he fell in the hole while he was walking around in the asylum. That's when he decided to end this challenge as his leg was hurting. You can check out the full video, the link is in the description.
Oh, that's going to get infected, sir.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Okay.
Ryan Hulse had been seeing a 7-foot shadow figure in his house when he was a kid. One night when he was home alone, he heard strange noises upstairs and immediately starts recording them.
Dun, 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 dun,
Look.
dun.
Oh my.
Did you see something move on the stairs? Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, you own the home. Why are you wandering around in the dark?
Yeah, turn the lights on, sir.
Oh shit.
As he was about to climb the stairs to get his phone, Ryan hears a hissing sound that led him to flee from his own house.
That's a breath.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to hit the like button.
All right.
Subscribe to my channel.
Chase me around my house like you're paying bills.
Very, very interesting. Let me see if my buddy's available right now. What do you think about those last shadow people, dude?
Dude, some of them got me. I jumped on a couple of them. So have you watched any of Mike Flanagan's movies or series on Netflix?
No.
Dude, I highly recommend. You'll enjoy them.
What is it?
The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, okay, yeah. I have seen that, yeah.
Haunting of Bly Manor.
I saw a little bit of that. But I never really got too into it. They're good.
They're so good.
They're definitely good.
Then you got Midnight Mass, the Midnight Club. You know, the
Midnight Mass is
Flannerverse.
good. I've never seen Midnight Club. Is that good?
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
I'm working my way through it, man. Through all of his stuff. Like,
okay.
I have a friend at work who wants to watch the Fall of House of Usher, which is his newest one.
Yeah. I couldn't get into that one either. I don't know why. Show me some real shit. Show me some guy seeing a shadow on a bed and go, fuck, and like that. That's funny to me.
That guy was great. That dude, man, I'm telling you, we need to see if we can get that guy on the show.
That would be epic.
You gotta find out how to track him down.
I'll have to tell him you've become legendary on the show because of the fire hydrant midget thing. Oh God. Let me see here. Let's call my buddy. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Hello.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, Chris, watching the stream?
Nice. Everybody, this is my friend Steven, buddy from work.
What's up, man?
Steven, you had a suggestion for the show about the Hat Man, and we're doing a Hat Man episode right now. So,
yep.
Well, he just said he's watching the stream. Of course, he knows we're doing the Hat Man show.
I gotta hear your experiences and your story. What do you know about the Hat Man?
Yeah, well, it started off when I was a teenager, probably about 14 or so.
Okay.
And I first saw him in like a couple of dreams, and like I'd never heard about this thing before. I'd never, really been into paranormal stuff too much.
Okay.
But yeah, I saw it in a couple of nightmares, really scary. And then I started seeing it a couple times, kind of like in the last couple of videos, dart through the hall into a door and just scary shit. So I, asked my mom about it. I was like, hey, I think our house is haunted or something. I keep seeing this like ghost. And I, Googled pictures of it because I was like, is there anything? And like, I somehow found the exact picture of what I was looking at, the Hat Man.
No shit.
And it matched it to a T. If you've seen a parrot, or if you saw a crow and then looked up a picture of a crow and it's a crow, that's, how exactly it looked like, the same thing.
Wow.
So anyway, I showed my mom this picture, and I was like, yeah, I see this thing. Like, I don't know if I'm going crazy, but it's scary. And her face went white, and she was like, oh my God, like that thing used to haunt me too.
What?
And yeah, so when she was about my age, when she was 14, she went to her grandma's house in Tennessee for a summer, and, you know, very religious woman. And my great grandma was, and, you know, anyway, my mom didn't want to freak her out and be like, yeah, there's a demon following me. But they went to church one day, and the pastor was doing their normal service, and apparently full dead on stopped and was like, I feel the presence of something evil in this church right now. We're all praying together and getting rid of this.
Wow.
And so, you know, other people could like feel its presence on her. Very creepy.
Yeah, it's wild.
And sorry, look, is Matt talking?
Yeah, he said that's wild, and I agree. That's
Yeah.
pretty crazy, dude.
Absolutely. You know, and a couple of years later, I was bringing it up with my dad, like, oh yeah, I've seen a ghost. I saw this thing. Showed him the picture, and he's like, what the fuck? And, he didn't want to talk about it at the time. He was like, yep, I've seen it. Don't want to talk about it. Don't want to bring it into the house. Just let's ignore it. But I knew you'd be calling me, so I called him again today, and I was like, all right, I'm talking to a friend about it. Time to spill the details.
Yeah. What do you say?
It was always for him. It was when he had like a group of friends over at his house, you know, it would dart between rooms, you know, across the hallway, and always substantial enough to not just be a shadow on the wall, you know.
Yeah.
It's not nothing. They definitely saw it.
So both your mom and your dad had separate encounters with this thing before they ever got together and before they knew each other and all that.
Yeah, when they were both 13 and on opposite sides of the country.
Bro, the hall darting sounds a lot like my experiences. Maybe I had experience with the Hat Man.
Matt says that I don't know if you can hear Matt, Stephen, but he just said that the hall darting sounds like a lot of the experiences he had as a kid too, in his teenage years and younger.
Oh, did Matt have experiences with them too?
With shadow people, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's kind of their goal.
Interesting. So your family, including you, your parents separately on different sides of the country, both have experiences with shadow people or the Hat Man, and you do as a teenager yourself. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's like a family thing, I guess. It, you know.
Wow.
And all in about adolescence for some reason.
Interesting. That's great. Oh, Matt, check this out. So I was talking to Steven, and he was talking about, remember the headlights on Blake's grandpa's truck?
Yeah.
You know what he said? And I didn't even think about it, but he was thinking that maybe it was Blake himself telekinetically, because he had such strong emotions about his grandma or his grandpa, his pawpaw, that just talking about it telekinetically, unbeknownst to him, he triggered the lights. And maybe it wasn't a ghost.
Maybe. I mean,
thought that was interesting.
I mean, I'm a huge believer
I
in.
used to be interested in that kind of stuff as a teenager, and it reminded me a lot of spoon bending.
Spoon bending.
Yeah. No, I'm a huge believer in like mind over matter and stuff like that. Like
telekinetic abilities. I have to see some real shit. I'd have to see some real shit to believe it. I really would. So, Steven, when was the last time you saw the shadow person?
Yeah, probably, you know, when I was still a teenager, 15 or so. It only lasted for a couple of months.
Okay, well, that's good.
One of the, you know, actually, one of the big sightings for me, and like, you know, kind of putting all this interest to rest, was I learned about like astral projection or something. Like, you know, I saw it in a movie, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Got a couple books from it at the library, and I tried it out. You know, you're supposed to lay perfectly still on your bed and try to put your body to sleep, but keep your mind active.
Okay.
Almost like purposeful sleep paralysis almost.
Okay.
And Yeah, the first thing I see is like a big Cheshire cat smile, like very creepy, very dark, negative,
Okay.
and instantly was like, nope, never again.
Oh man, that I'm still blown away that your parents had the experience as teenagers, and then you do too. That's interesting.
Yeah, it makes me interested to see what happens. You know, if and when I have kids, it'll be an interesting puberty talk.
Yeah, my God.
Like, by the way, there's gonna be a guy that shows up.
Yeah, by the way.
And he's gonna be around for a little bit. Just don't worry about it.
Well, hey, thanks, Steven. I appreciate you coming on the show and sharing your story. I know that you're into the paranormal. I'm sure we'll have you on again to talk about some other stuff.
Hey, sounds good, man. Yeah, I've been listening to it a lot, and
Thanks,
I appreciate the chance to come on.
Absolutely. Yeah, let me know if you see him at work or something.
Sounds good.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
All right, catch you later, Chris.
All right,
Bye.
see you, buddy.
It's the ocean, man.
Wow, that's nuts.
It's pretty wild.
That's crazy. Multi-generational haunting. Wow. I wonder how many people that have seen the Hat Man, or even shadow people, or even entities of any kind. Like, your family had some generational stuff, his family. Like, I'm starting to see a trend here.
I'm honestly amazed nobody's tried to warn me about the bridge lights behind me.
Why? What's going on?
Look at my, just over my shoulder, right there.
Uh-huh.
Looks like two little beady eyes going in the darkness.
I don't see what you're talking about. Is your name blocking it?
Shut the front door if you don't see these lights over my right shoulder.
I don't see anything.
Okay, 1 point. Right there.
Yeah, your name is blocking it.
Oh
I can't see it.
No wonder nobody said anything.
Oh yeah, I would have definitely said something.
Bro, I can see it. That's the weird part.
Weird.
Like, my name's not covered on my screen. Hold on.
Hold
Okay,
on.
other people have seen it. Scott didn't say nothing. He was leaving me to die.
I've seen it all night. How am I not seeing it? Hold on a second.
You see it now? Right there? Hold on. I'm gonna take my name and everything off. Oh, okay. Let's put... Do you see it now, Chris?
Okay. All right. I saw it. Okay. Yeah, Mike Hatman is supposed to be a bad omen. Or at least that's what some people say. They have had tragedies and stuff happen after seeing the Hat Man. God, I don't know. Shadow creatures. I don't know. They freak me out. I don't like that shit. It's too spooky. Generational haunting. Interesting.
Generational hauntings, my man.
I never really thought about going and exploring a haunted urban exploration.
Yeah, urban exploration, my man. That's what they call it. They don't call it
that's ghost hunting for chickens. You know?
That's ghost hunting for chicken shits. If we die in the dark like real men.
I know. Oh man. I've been looking into some haunted hotels locally, and
oh yeah, all right.
Yeah, because I really want to do it, but
Did I send you the pictures of that ghost town on the side of the highway?
Yes.
Was it in Arizona or New Mexico? It was New Mexico.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's gnarly.
We have the luckily with the iPhones, guess what they do?
Hmm.
They put a location marker on
the
photos.
Yeah,
I did that purposely.
Nice.
So if we ever want to go.
Oh, we'll go. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, I'm thinking about making a special trip to a haunted hotel here locally.
All right, lay it on me.
Staying there. I don't know. There's a couple of them. There's one that used to be a brothel, so I thought that was a little kinky.
There you go.
Thought I might get into that, you know. Lonely guy all by himself.
Just gonna be out there clapping ghost cheeks.
Clapping ghost cheeks. Oh man.
This script's a rocking. Keep on walking.
I mean, I have heard about people being, assaulted by ghosts.
That is true.
So, God, that would be. Is that Is that cheating?
Touch my body.
that might be controversial. I don't know.
I mean, you know what? I feel like if they're on another plane of existence and technically not alive anymore, I don't think it counts.
Okay,
I
duly
mean,
noted.
I'm just saying. I think you might want to bring it up with whoever it may concern.
I'll just be laying there like, oh no, I hope I don't get touched. Oh man, sure am feeling lonely here. Oh man. On that note, I think where are we at here? 8 o'clock, just after 8. Perfect.
10:06.
It was great doing the show again. I'm excited to get back onto the horse. You know what I've been watching lately, dude? That's been really good. Has been
Ghost Adventures?
Expedition Bigfoot.
They got new people.
What?
Yeah, there's different people in the newer episodes.
Do they have different people to begin with? I only started watching the show in the last couple seasons.
Oh, yeah, it was a completely different group of folks in the very beginning.
Expedition Bigfoot, are you sure?
Maybe. Oh, I'm thinking Finding Bigfoot. You ignore me.
Oh, okay. Expedition Bigfoot is pretty interesting. They've been using 3D like laser technology for scanning anything that they deem to be a footprint or a handprint, and they've been
Okay.
getting some good shit.
Right on.
Very interesting. But I still think there might be something paranormal about Sasquatch, dude. I don't want to believe it. I want to believe it's a flesh and blood creature.
Yeah.
But they have this. So they went into this cave, right?
Yeah.
And after looking at the footage a little bit closer, um, the guy's swinging the camera, and you almost see, you know how in Predator, how it's like got the cloaking, and you
Yeah.
can see it move. You can see something cloaked move, and I was like, God damn! And you know, people have said that Bigfoot has the ability to cloak, which I think is ridiculous. I honestly don't want to believe that it's that crazy. I think it's just a relict hominin. But man,
What if it's an advanced species and they're here to safeguard the forest and they really suck at it because deforestation is a thing? What if they're like the guy, like the B team that was supposed to like hold it down while everybody else went off on like a work retreat, and then the other guys never came back?
yeah, yeah. God. How do you feel about Mount St. Helens right now, Chris? I think it's a fucking volcano and that it could blow up again.
Is it rumbling?
I'm more worried about Mount Rainier. Well, we did have an earthquake recently, small one, a little shaker.
Yeah.
But truth be told, everybody that asks me if I felt the earthquake, I say yeah. And I have no shame. Like, dude, I was on the toilet taking a shit. Right, I'm sitting there, and I'm probably looking at Marketplace or some shit. And all of a sudden, I felt the whole house rumble, and I was like, "Damn, we got some shit going on here." And I was like, "No way was that an earthquake?" Because it happened really quick. I was
Yeah.
like, "No way." And next thing I hear, I start hearing everywhere that there was an earthquake, and I was like, wow, I was taking a shit when that earthquake happened. It was awful. But I worry because the Northwest, there's supposed to be a big one. So we're waiting to see.
I mean, you know what we don't have here?
Earthquakes, volcanoes.
Yep.
Earthquakes and volcanoes.
We got neither of those.
Yeah, but you got other shit though.
What's your problem, bro?
The wildlife. I think you got some. I'm more scared of running into Bigfoot in Arkansas. Because as we were driving through, I was like, doesn't seem like there's much place for that thing to hide. Seems like it could get into like populated areas relatively easily.
You say that, but man, we drove past forest after forest after forest.
It ain't like the Northwest, brother. I promise you that.
Bro. Everybody thinks they got the best thing.
I bet you our big feet are bigger than yours.
Oh, yeah? Mine are corn fed and got in the moonshine still. They're huge, drunk, and ready to fight.
Oh man. That's true. You guys have some, dude, you got some serious cave shit going on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Have you ever been to those things?
Chris, what about my build says I want to squeeze myself into a freaking cave?
They're pretty fucking big from what I've seen.
Do you know how bad I would take myself out if I had to have an article written about me called "Fat Man Extracted from Cave After Getting Stuck in a Crevasse."
The crevasse. Oh man.
Like, I'm telling
Josh.
you, right?
We've been waiting. Josh has some Bigfoot activity by his house.
Oh yeah.
And he's been talking about sending us some footage and stuff, and he's trying, and I believe he's got game cameras. And yeah, bring us whatever you got, dude. We'll check it out.
Bring it on.
And then if the evidence is compelling enough, Matt and I are gonna fly out to, I think you're in Montana. I think he's in Montana. We're gonna go if there's real Bigfoot shit going on. This could be it, dude.
This could be our time.
That's still on my bucket list of paranormal shit to do. So
go on a Bigfoot hunt.
If I can hear one scream or howl or something crazy like that.
Hey, don't forget you got to come here at some point. My buddy will take us out where he saw his.
Okay. Was that planned or was that just like on the? How long did you know about that amazing story?
Not very long, but for a little bit. Like we talked about it. Now, as far as like him being right next to me while you were doing the show, was not planned. I was very intoxicated at Sparks and the Ozarks, and hanging out with all the mini truckers. And he was sitting there. We were talking, and I got off the phone with you, and he goes, "Yeah, I got that Bigfoot story." And I was like, "Oh, calling him back." Thank you, Sarah.
That was an amazing story. I was so excited. I was like, and I was pissed at the same time because I was like, how long has Matt known about this? And he hasn't said anything.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. I had to go back and watch the episode to remember what he said during that story because that's how bad I was.
Dude, he said he was like mere feet away from this thing.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the dude's not a BSer, man. Like,
he's legit.
He's a legit dude.
He seemed like a legit dude. I asked him questions, no hesitation. So yeah, it was very interesting to hear his story. We might have to get him back on the show and tell it again. I don't know. It was good. I was really I was into it.
Dude, I'm telling you, he said he'd take us to where he was at.
All right, let's fucking do it.
He goes overlanding all the time. He's gonna help me set up my my 3rd gen 4Runner.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's some place I gotta go. I found out that the BFRO is doing a Bigfoot expedition in the Northwest next year around this time.
There you go.
I know my buddy at work wants to go. I'm thinking about going. I don't know how much it costs, but I always worry, like with something.
Why is Josh coming at me? I was talking shit to Chris.
Mike, are these mines? Are they allegedly haunted or what? What are we talking about here? I've heard of some, like, a friend of mine wanted to take me out to an Indian burial ground.
Nope.
And okay. So in my head, I'm going, Indian burial ground, huh?
You gotta make sure they're your ancestors, so they might take pity.
I'm brown, I might get away with it, but this person's white. I said, the last thing I want to do is go to an Indian burial ground with a white person and in any way, shape, or form have those spirits think that I'm mocking them in any kind of way.
They're like, our descendant is with the white man.
I mean, take me to any burial ground other than a Native American burial ground. That just sounds like bad juju all over it. I don't know.
Dude, this is a bad day.
But then again, who knows? You might see some cool shit out there. I had to look it up online to see if it was like what kind of burial ground are we talking about? Are we talking about some fucking gravestones in the woods? Because that shit would creep me the hell out.
Are we
And
talking about
they are
platforms?
they are in the woods, and they are burial like gravestones and stuff, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
like a legit cemetery. So
Okay,
like,
well, that's not so bad. I was like, are we
no.
talking like legit, like up on the platforms in the air, burial ground, or what are we talking?
Hey, you know what? Speaking of this Bigfoot show, they've been out in the middle of the woods and have ran across uh graveyards, like just headstones in the middle of the woods, like a clearing, and they're like, "Are these fucking gravestones?" And they're
It
looking,
happens.
and
It
like
happens, man. Like
one of them was like full of kids, like all the gravestones were children. I was like, "Oh shit."
probably was a homestead, and they kept popping out kids that kept dying. Probably had like a heart defect or something they didn't know about.
Possibly.
But like Alex has a great grandma that had like 7 kids die in infancy, and
Holy shit.
we're starting to think that it might have been like what James Lee had, but
Oh shit.
it was way before medical science had caught up with that.
Oh shit. Interesting.
'Cause they said it was they said what was wrong with him was hereditary.
Oh shit. Wow. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, back in the day, they didn't have all the crazy technology and medical stuff that we have today. So,
Dude, these ultrasound machines, like in the private sector, are nuts. Like I'm sure you guys saw it when you guys, if you guys did, I don't know, but anyway, it could tell the direction the blood was going in his body.
really,
They're like, you see that red? And I was like, yeah. They go, that's blood coming towards it. Blue is blood going away from it.
I don't remember seeing anything like that. I do know that,
Dude.
like, I've seen some like you can get 3D like imagery of your kid now,
Yeah.
um, crazy shit like that. But yeah, that I didn't know they had that kind of stuff in Arkansas.
You backwoods mother truckers with the Fortune 1 company in the world. Yeah.
I know. I have to be honest, Matt. I was pleasantly surprised when I got to Arkansas. I was like, it ain't bad here. Not that I thought it was bad, but us, you know, us Yankees.
I cannot wait to come to Washington and just be like, oh, it ain't bad.
And no, you're gonna be like, this place is a shithole.
I'm
I'm
like,
like, I told you.
You got some trees, don't you, bud?
I mean, I'll take you downtown Seattle, and you'll see people like everywhere you look. You'll see people nodding out, people shitting themselves on the side of the road. It's just disaster, dude.
Why,
It's a fucking disaster up here,
bro? I mean, there's
now
some
I don't
cities.
live there, but
He's like, I'll take you.
I'll take you.
It ain't a trip to Washington until a crackhead jumps in your car in Seattle.
There was a story about a garbage man who was in downtown Seattle, and it was cold. Homeless dude jumps in the truck. He's like, "What the fuck?" And he says, "Get out of my truck!" And the homeless dude spit in his face, and like
Oh.
the shit landed in his mouth. Like,
Uh,
yeah, right.
I'd be filling that cab up with not haymakers, but with uppercut. I'd be filling that cab with uppercut in between
Hateful.
in between bouts of throwing up.
Hateful uppercuts. On that note, thank you once again for joining us, folks. Sorry about the little break, but we needed it. But we're back, and we'll be talking about all sorts of fun stuff in the not so distant future. With that being said, remember, please do not stick your dick in a portal. That's bad news.
Or
Bad news.
we're not the boss of you. I mean,
That's true. If you like to party, stick your dick in the portal. See what happens. Anything's possible. And of course, Matt.
It's always 1,000% maybe.
Always 1,000% maybe. We'll see you next time right here on Talking Paranormal.